Welcome back to Stuttering Sports. Today is March 4th, 2022, and the topic for today is the Saquon Barkley situation, and personally why I believe the Steelers should trade for him. And when I say that, I'm not trying to say Najee's not a franchise back, that Najee's not our number one. Of course Najee is the number one back. Of course he's a franchise back. He's a fucking stud. The reason why I believe we should trade for him is for two reasons. The first of them being, I don't want to run Najee into the ground the way we're looking like we're going to. There are a lot of near injuries that were avoided with Najee, and definitely having a second back to kind of ease the load would definitely be very helpful, because we all know Benny Snell and Kalen Ballage are not those guys. As Saquon would add a lot of dynamics to an offense that really has lacked it over the last few years, and I do not believe that will change. With the second reason, which is why this video is not going to be 1 minute long, is because we don't know what the passing game is going to look like next season. So we should have the running game as good as possible. Because let's just say, God forbid, the Pittsburgh Steelers trot out Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins, or hell, even Mitchell Trubisky next season. The passing game will be bottom 5, if not bottom 1 in the NFL. It will be bad, and in my opinion, worse than what we've had with Ben over the last 2 seasons. So, if the passing game is gonna suck, if we do trot out one of those 3 guys, we should have a fantastic running game, and also Najee is already a great receiving back. Saquon has proven to be a good receiving back. We can run a lot of 2 running back sets. We already have Freiermuth at tight end, who's a great security blanket. Those are three security blankets for any bad QB or potentially a rookie QB. So let's just say the Steelers do draft a QB. One of Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, or Matt Corral falls to us at 20, or we pick one of the other guys. Let's just say that happens. There are obviously going to be dog days with a rookie QB. There are obviously going to be bad throws and bad decisions, but wouldn't it be so much more helpful to have a lot of two running back sets and two running backs who can receive the ball, pound the ball, literally whatever? Wouldn't that help out a lot with a rookie QB with a receiving core that could be losing Juju Smith-Schuster this offseason? With a receiving core that, in my opinion, was not already that dynamic, I definitely think we need to hone in on the running back position. And instead of just giving Najee the ball 400 times and running him into the ground like we did with Le'Veon, we can instead add another dynamic to the offense, another cog to the wheel, and help out whoever is at quarterback. That is the main reason why I believe we should trade for Saquon Barkley, is because it adds another cog to the wheel, another security blanket for the offense, and it definitely helps out the passing game because A, we won't have to throw the ball 50 fucking times like we had to do with Ben sometimes, and 2, we don't have to huck the ball up with potentially a trash QB. We can just do little short passes to the running backs, to the tight ends. Will it be perfect? Of course it won't be perfect. Literally any team that's thinking of starting Mason Rudolph, Dwayne Haskins, or potentially picking a QB at 20 is not in a perfect situation. We're not getting one of the top prospects, and we do not have a starting QB on the roster right now. Passing game will be bad is what I'm saying. So, we should have a great rushing game. Obviously, the offensive line needs a fuck ton of work. We all know this. They're young. They're not very good. It's definitely a situation that needs to be handled. In my opinion, if we want to get back to the ground and pound Steelers that we were touting when we got Najee, like, oh yeah, the ground and pound's back when it's only like 3 yards a carry, we need to hone in on the offensive line and add another dynamic running back. And that can even be potentially Cordell Patterson, but there's literally a 0.0001% chance that happens because he likes Atlanta a lot, and I think that the Falcons like him, so who knows there. But I know this is definitely a silly concept to a lot of Steelers fans. You know, hey, we have Najee, we don't need another running back. I get that. I definitely get what you're saying. But unfortunately for the Steelers, the passing game will most likely be awful next season. And the rushing game won't be a lot better, assuming that the offensive line does not take any major or unexpected leaps talent-wise. So I feel like unless we get very lucky with a quarterback, or B, we do not add to this rushing game and make that better, this offense is not going to be any better than the last 6 weeks of the 2020 season and the 2021 season. And I don't think any of us want to sit back and watch 18 weeks of terrible offense once again. So that is just my opinion. I believe we should trade for Saquon. So how would that happen? We have our first, second, third round picks. Obviously, we should not trade the first or the second. Apparently, the asking price is a 4th round pick. Giving up a third would be overpaying a bit, but in my opinion, I think the Ravens are going to go after Saquon pretty hard. I don't see that as an outlandish take whatsoever. The Ravens have a fuck ton of mid-round picks. They can afford to gamble one on Saquon Barkley. So I think it's A, taking him away from the Ravens, and B, I think we can afford to lose a 3rd round pick right now to add to the offense, because the Steelers definitely have team needs. There's no way around that. Every team has them, but Pittsburgh definitely has some. But the main one I believe we should focus on moving forward is the running game. And let's just say hypothetically we even trade for Jimmy G, because that's like the big name being toted around. Oh, the Steelers may get him, yada yada. Let's just say the Steelers do trade for Jimmy G. Then it becomes highly unlikely we also trade for Saquon, but let's just throw out the hypothetical. Jimmy G is already very used to having 2 running back sets. That's what Kyle Shanahan loved. That's all that dude ran. He is already used to it. Imagine Jimmy G. I mean no disrespect to the 49ers running backs. They're phenomenal. But Najee and Saquon are just different. They're athletic freaks. And if Saquon can stay healthy, then potentially the best 1-2 back combo in football. In my opinion, that is what the Pittsburgh Steelers should be shooting for. Load up the offensive line and load up the running back room and just hope for the best. Once again, this is not a perfect plan. I'm sure if this video does well, there's going to be a bunch of comments saying it's fucking stupid. But I just don't see a scenario where the passing game is good next season. In my opinion, we should just punt on that, which is very interesting. It's not ideal, but I believe we should be honing in on this rushing game. If we can re-sign Juju, sick, but we should be really pressing on the offensive line and the running backs. We already drafted a running back in the 1st round without an offensive line. And as Najee is a stud, do not get it twisted, the offensive line could have definitely helped him out a fuck ton. Why would we make the same mistake with a quarterback? Drafting a running back without an offensive line is stupid enough. Why would we draft a rookie quarterback with high expectations without an offensive line as well? It'd be dumb. In my opinion, the Pittsburgh Steelers this offseason should hone in on the rushing game, and I think the defense will be fine regardless, but that's a topic for another day. So yeah, tell me what you think. This was definitely very loose, different. I want to do a video every Friday just to take on what's happening currently, just like a current event video. I think that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, thanks for watching and have a great one.